Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Moletrap here, coming at you with game number 2. Game number 2 of this quarterfinal series between OSL and... oh, I just saw it. His name, he's going by Blue Eyes. That's kind of cute. NaDa is going to be Blue Eyes in this series. OSL is going to be iloveoov. But I just call him OSL because it's either in saying I love OSL every single time. There he is in his sharp blue SK Telecom jacket. SKT is a red color these days, though. Actually, it's kind of interesting that they were blue back in the day. And there they are saying GL to each other. This is back in the old days when you could actually talk in the chat in a professional StarCraft game. I guess you probably can now, though. Actually, I'm not sure if there's rules for that in like ASL or KSL. But during the Kespa days, in like 2009-ish, they changed the rules so you could only say GG and PP. PP meaning pause please, if there was something wrong that you needed to pause. Maybe, I feel like there was a third thing that you could say, but I don't remember what it was. Maybe it's like go or something, I don't know. Anyway, so I told you guys I was going to, I told you guys I was going to tell you guys one more piece of information, one more bit of context that makes this even more epic. Even more epic, and it's this. So take this series. This is happening in, like I said, I think September, October of 2004. Go back in time 6 months to April. Is that the right amount of time? Yeah, 6 months to April, right? The 2004 Sen Game MSL Championship, the NBC Game Star League Championships. The finals was between OSL and NaDa. These guys played in a finals together, a best of 5 that went to 5 games. OSL barely in the 5th game beat NaDa for the championship. I believe it was OSL's first championship ever. I could be wrong about that, actually. I guess I could come back here and look at other... He might have won another one, but anyway, point being, this is a grudge match. This is a grudge match. NaDa took 2nd place in that game, or in that series, ended up with the silver instead of the gold because OSL beat him in that last final game. And so this is a chance for NaDa to get some revenge and move to the semifinals of a different tournament and knock OSL out of the tournament, showing that his TVT is superior, right? So remember I was talking about how, well, NaDa has a little bit better percentage? Well, guess what? OSL is someone that can beat him, even though he's got that good percentage. So, and you know, this is a chance for OSL to prove himself by again beating the best Terran versus Terran player, or one of the best Terran versus Terran players, beating him in another best of series. So this is such a cool opportunity, and you know, OSL, like I said, he's won all of his best ofs. He lost a game to Midas in the team league recently, but he beat Control in a best of series. He beat a couple other Terrans in the best in team league, and then before that it was NaDa, right? And so it's been since well, I guess in April. I'm looking at his stats right now. In April he did lose to some other random Terran called Odyssey. I don't even know who that is. Anyway, point being though, this is kind of a grudge match between these two players. So that's why one of the reasons why I was so excited about this matchup, because, you know, like I said at the beginning in my sort of overview video of the round of 8, like almost any of the players in this Star League are capable of winning it, right? And I know that's kind of obvious because they're in the round of 8, but still, like, just all of them are just superstars. And that SCV got all the way in and scouted NaDa's starport, by the way. So we'll see if... So again, we're seeing a starport attack here. And are we going to see an armory? It looks like an armory was started pretty quickly. I don't know if it must have been in response. He must have seen... Yeah, there we go. And by the progress rate of that armory, it looks like basically he scouted that starport and boom, planted the armory. I've got to be prepared for this. So once again... Any wraiths coming out are going to be met with Goliaths, and that is going to be not too good for this little bit of a gambit on NaDa's part. So, but wow, this is so exciting because just so much reputation is on the line for both of these players. I don't know if they're like actively mad at each other or anything like that, that kind of rivalry, but, you know, the fact that they met in a finals before just makes them automatically some kind of a rivals situation. So, anyway, so the Wraith is out now, as well as a tank just trying to pick away, do some damage on these vultures, and actually it looks like he might... Oh, he stops chasing the vulture. You know, when you're chasing something with an air unit, you usually have to, like, attack right-click to consistently follow it to do continual attacks. Otherwise, your air unit will stop moving in order to attack, and then the enemy unit will get away. And so now he's chasing a little bit more with these Wraith, but looks like these vultures are going to get out. And they are planting mines on the map as well, which means that, you know, NaDa is not going to be able to push out or anything like that. So, very similar situation to the first game in some ways, where we have one player going with the spider mine vultures, and well, actually no, I guess the first game NaDa did both the Wraiths and the spider mine vultures, didn't he? So it's not similar at all. It's similar in a strange way. It's like perpendicular to it. Anyway, regardless though, we do have mines out on the field. What's he going to do to clear them out, though? Is he going to try and just power through here? He does. I mean, if he's got 3 tanks, if he takes it slow enough, he will be able to kill off those mines before they actually impact his units. He just needs to be careful not to, like, move command them or A-move them so fast that they trigger multiple mines at once. And NaDa might just come on in here. He sees the mines here. He's going to try and take it nice and slow. The Racer there to pick away at the mines as well. And he's going to siege up right in oov's front door. Actually, that's not even the front door. He's walked in the front door, and he now has his units camped, like, in the hallway between the kitchen and the bedroom. And he is going into where oov sleeps right now. But oov is sending the SCVs out to try and deal with this. The Wraiths can't quite kill off the SCVs fast enough. SCVs? What the hell? SCVs are OP, apparently. Maybe next time I play Terran, I'm just going to build all SCVs because they're so strong they can kill off tanks, despite Wraiths picking away at them. It's interesting that he actually... I mean, the Goliaths were firing from behind as well, I think, so that's part of why they did enough damage. But still, SCVs running out there. The tanks took out some of the SCVs, but I'm surprised that didn't do more damage. But, I mean, it is because he went for these Wraiths. Like, imagine these Wraiths are Vultures instead, right? That I think the Vultures defend against the SCVs a lot easier. And so, you know, it just kind of didn't quite work out the way he wanted to. It's a cute move, though, to go for those Wraiths. And but again, you know, if he hadn't scouted the starport, he wouldn't have had as many Goliaths out, and so it could have gone the other way as well. That the Wraiths could have done a lot more damage to, you know, the enemy tanks that were there and been able to force his tanks in very quickly. So anyway, that's how it goes. And now we're going to try and even up here. Curious to see if either player is going to try and expand at this point, or if they're feeling just too much pressure. And now we actually have a starport down for oov in that bottom left of his base with a control tower. Of course, in mid-game TVT, I don't know if I'd quite say we're in the mid-game yet. Yeah, I guess we are kind of in the mid-game. We're just at the beginning of the mid-game. The early game of the mid-game. You know, dropships, especially in the mid game and the late game, can be very important in Terran versus Terran because you end up with these situations where you have a big army and it's just more mobile to put it all in dropships and run it around the map than it is to try and walk it around the map. Especially on this map is very awkward. There's not a lot of open spaces to kind of run your forces back and forth with. So... point being, he's going to be getting dropships. Now, he might just go for a bit of a drop to try and do some economic harassment here, which is a little bit risky because he knows there's Wraiths on the map, and if those Wraiths catch the dropship, it'll die very easily because he knows there's a number of Wraiths, not just like 1 or 2. Well, I guess 1 or 2 are both numbers, but that's not the point. So where is this dropship going to go? He's making another... So that's what I was thinking. He's actually making multiple dropships. And again, still could just be for a 2 dropship drop. Maybe he says, oh, well, you know, he has so many Wraiths, there's no way I would go dropship, so he won't be expecting these dropships. What are those SCVs doing? Just wanted to suicide out there, I guess. Maybe he just wanted to check the location of the army, I'm not sure. Try and do some scouting there. Anyway, you know what I just realized? It's weird to think about this. I hope you guys don't mind this random weird tangent, but like we just keep seeing members in the audience, right? So you know that woman we saw was maybe 25 or something like that. We see a lot of younger like teenagers coming to these games and stuff like that, right? So that woman is like in her 40s now, right? And the high school kids that we see in these matches, like they're like middle managers at companies now. Like, it's been 16 years since this game was played. So, like, anyone that you see attending these games, like, fast forward them 16 years. And, like, and OOV, like, OOV, he was what, like, I don't know, I might be able to check his birthday real quick, actually. I don't know if it's on this information, but hold that thought here. We got a drop coming in with a bunch of Goliaths dropping right into the main. They're going to be immune to the Wraith fire because they are able to fire up so effectively. And it's going to be hard for him to get his tanks all the way back here to deal with this. SCVs going in, and wow, these SCVs are dying pretty quick. The dropships are going to go down. These Goliaths will not escape, but they're taking so many SCVs with them, and getting some Wraith kills as well. Beautiful, beautiful move there. You know, that's exactly what the Goliaths want, is to be killing SCVs and Wraiths. And one dropship actually left as well. So, anyway, let's see if I can just see on the side of my screen here. Yeah. So OOV was born in 2000, not 2005. Sorry, 1983. So he's actually 36 years old now, even though he's at the time of this game 20, right? 20 or 21. So kind of crazy. Anyway, where are those? Oh, he's built a base in the bottom right. I didn't notice that. I was too focused on the Goliaths and the birthdays. So yeah, it's just kind of interesting to think about that. That's how long ago these games were, right? And, I mean, that's what a lot of the people watching this game are probably feeling too, right? Because a lot of my fans were watching me in 2008, 9, right? And it's been 11, 12 years since then. It's been really interesting to get, like, messages from people in, like, comments, or even actually in Twitch chat. People find me in Twitch chat and say hi. And, talk about how, oh, I watched you when I was in high school, and now, like, you know, that person is 30. And it's just kind of like, it's kind of crazy how time passes. Did you guys know that time passes? I just found that out recently through StarCraft. Anyway, crazy times, crazy times. NaDa, by the way, also he was born in 1984, so he's about the same age too. So, oh, these Wraiths are gonna catch the dropship, and the Goliaths are gonna pop out. So he does actually exit the Goliaths out of the dropship before the dropship goes down, but they're still in the main though, so they're gonna be able to get some stuff done. And this is good that he's target firing down the Wraiths. I think this is a better thing to do. He's gonna die to those tanks, but at the very least he can try and kill off the Wraiths. Of course, the Wraiths retreating is also a smart move. So not a lot done there. He lost 4 Goliaths. I think he lost the dropship as well. Only killed 1 Wraith, I think. Time does continue to move on, and because I'm old, my memories do not remember how many Wraiths died like 10 seconds ago, but it wasn't a lot of damage though, is the point. So anyway, yeah, this game is crazy though. What? He's making a 3rd starport. He is just going all in on these Wraiths. This is insane. Well, not all in, but he's really just doubling down on the Wraiths. He says, you know what, I don't want to lose this air battle. I don't want to lose control of this. And I mean, it makes sense because, you know, OOV just, if he can pick off the Goliaths that OOV has, the Wraiths will just dominate these tanks with this high of a number of them. And here comes NaDa in with his tanks as well. The tanks are backing up. He's going to target down the dropships. The dropships I think that Goliath dropped out of the dropship, meaning that there was more in that dropship, and it went down. And I mean, you know, I was talking earlier about how dropship play can be important in the mid to late game in TVT, but I was talking about how you want to build up a significant number of dropships. So you've got like 6 of them, so you can just like run around the map with a large army that's able to deploy very easily, and more importantly, perhaps able to drop on top of your enemy's siege line. That's how you break a Terran siege as a fellow Terran, is by dropping a bunch of crap on top of them. And you stop that from happening with turrets or Goliaths, but also Wraiths. So, I mean, that's might be partly why we're seeing him kind of quote-unquote waste these dropships by doing these little attacks. So she's 40, by the way. Is because the Wraiths are dominating the air, so it doesn't. You're not going to gain much by building up a large force. And Hold, they thought a huge force of tanks are coming in here for an attack, and they do get surrounded, and the Goliaths are killed off, and they're not there to support. And he's going out with these both players attacking each other actually, and having to pull SCVs to try and stop it. And it looks like this held actually. I was surprised by that. Just a few Goliaths came in there and were able to stop those Wraiths from picking off all the tanks. But here he comes in. He's going to be able to take a couple pot shots there. 4 starports! He's building Wraiths out of 4 starports. He's just like, I'm going to build all the Wraiths. I don't think he's even getting Cloak. There's no point in getting Cloak when your opponent has 5 comsats available or something like that. Wait, no, this is not Zelos. Well, he didn't actually have 5 comsats available. He made 5 comsats at each command center during that game. But anyway, point being, because your opponent has comsats, Cloak doesn't even do much good. So it makes sense to not get Cloak in this case. But still, it's just kind of like 4 starports is a lot of starports. And oh, there's a GG. Did OOV just GG? Wait, hold on a second. I actually missed. I couldn't see who, because they were on their faces when the GG happened. And I'm gonna pause so I can see this. Okay, Blue Eyes GG'd second, so that means OOV GG'd. Wow. Wait. Okay. OOV GG'd. All right, there you go. And, you know, this is because, you know, we were kind of bouncing back and forth. I didn't focus on it too much, but, you know, we kept seeing these shots of OOV losing his bottom right base, right? We had NaDa's tanks going down there and attacking. And we just had, I mean, this location here, we saw those tanks go in and not be able to kill off this expansion of NaDa's. So definitely a timely GG. It's just a little bit unexpected. I didn't think it'd be, I think it would, you know, usually see GG at the end of a battle, but I think OOV was just like examining the situation and saying, okay, like I've got the disadvantage in the whole thing. So we're going to a game, kind of game 5. I mean, it's not game 5, it's game 3, but I'm hearkening back to the MSL finals where these two played against each other. To a game 5, and it came down to the final game that determined the fate of both players in the tournament, who was going to get gold and who was going to get silver. And this is still very important, though, not quite as important as the finals, but whoever gets this, wins this, gets into the semifinals, and, you know, that's like where the big money is first, second, third in these tournaments. So it's like having the opportunity, either of these players could easily win the tournament. So by getting out of this match is super important for both of them. You know, I guess either one of them is going to have to go up against Reach, though, so it's not like they're guaranteed to get to the finals by any means, but still. Anyway, so that's going to do it for game number 2. Game 2 going to NaDa. He's going to even it up with the mass Wraith strategy with the tanks underneath, somehow having enough gas to buy all of those units, just ignoring vultures altogether, and just some good play there. So very well done. We're going to go to a game 3. Hope you guys are looking forward to that as much as I am. It's going to be awesome. Another epic final match between these two epic players. GG. Thank you very much for watching.